Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You are most welcome, the judges for whom we hold respect and appreciation. It is a real pleasure for me to welcome the judges at our group presentation today. We are here to present about how our strategy as well as tactics really work in each module of Monsoon Sim. So before jumping into the presentation, I would like to introduce myself and the other member of the team. My name is Amalia, and I'm the one who is in charge in service and e-commerce modules, and my friend Fala, who is in charge in human resource module, and my friend Dila, who is in charge in retail, and my friend Teddy, who is in charge in warehouse and production, and the last one is Farid, who is in charge in B2B module. Thank you, Farid. So next. Firstly, we'll talk about how general strategy is being implemented during the game, and then next we'll discuss what strategy is being used in each division, and finally we'll explain game tips and strategies that help us to go this far. Next. So these are the strategy that have been implemented for the past few weeks. And the first strategy is buying stock to be placed in a warehouse in order to compete in B2B. Because we are all aware that in order to earn sizable income for B2B, we need to have adequate stock, which in large quantity to fulfill all the transactions. Afterwards, our warehouse stocks can also be used to restock the diminishing retail stock. For example, we'll have to transfer some of the quantities from the warehouse into the nearby retail stores in order to prevent stock out. And after a few days, we will attempt to commence the production process as soon as possible after making comparison whether it is feasible enough to produce the goods or to procure the finished goods. And then the responsible team members will procure raw materials and purchase machines, of course, after we are able to collect more cash, which of course will help us to minimize the overdraft and the possibility of the loan in a bank and negative cash on hand. Being one of the most crucial modules in Monsoon Sim, our team will increase the rate of B2B order because we assume that the higher as well as faster rate of B2B, the greater net profit will be affected. Further, we'll have to take further step by expanding the warehouse, producing more goods, as well as procuring the finished goods. Therefore, we will match the capacity as well as the capability to fulfill the rapid B2B order, and the late shipment consequences will be avoided by calculating in stock accurately and affirming that win. And the next strategy is that we'll set marketing expense to advertise our product in order to gain higher market share. And we'll have to change the price of the product depending on the day or the situation. For example, when it's near to the holiday, we'll have to increase the price, and otherwise, we'll have to adjust with the other competitors. And the most important strategy in our team is having a good coordination and efficient interaction to prevent any accidental error. Because any important decision or information will be known by the other member of the team. And the next slide will be explained by my friend Fala. Time is yours.
So the strategy and tactics used in our team consist of both general and specific. I will elaborate the specific division strategy. First, in the service department, we will assign a person to become main person handling all service transactions so they can resolve all comprehensive, therefore reducing the risk of ignoring complaints. Second, we will put marketing expense depend on the game setting. If it is market share, we will increase marketing proportional to game initial cash on hand. In the finance department, we will check cash on hand, cost of goods sold, net profit to know the current condition of the company. In maintenance, we set into 7 days periodic and change depend on the game configuration. In the planning, we do not have exact retail space. Our retail space is vary depending on the game configuration. Therefore, we can maximize achieving the KPI. In B2B, we procure finished goods at the beginning to compete and have early game advantage compared to the other teams. Warehouse. Warehouse will help send goods automatically to reduce the cost of goods sold. HR department will oversee every step and prevent them from resigning. Retail will check every region and check the most units sold and increase the space to prevent the retail stock out. Service, we will add more staff and provide lower price to have gain more advantage compared to competitor. And in purchase, we will face between procure and produce. We procure early and shift to produce when we have sufficient resource. And then we use MRP for large-scale transaction. In the human resource, we try to prevent any staff from resigning and have zero turnover ratio by knowing every staff personality model, which are five: first is concentratiousness, second is extraversion, third neurotoxicism, fourth agreeableness, and five is openness. Each of the staff personality will have different treatment whether we consult them or we train them. Next slide will be explained by my friends Teddy Yudi. Time is yours.
MRP and planning. Planning carried out by buying raw material, machine, and determining warehouse space. This done to reduce expense and to be more efficient in game. In the beginning of the game production start to lower cost of the goods sold. This would lead to increase in the gross profit margin. Next, raw material purchase takes some if done manually. Therefore, using MRP is one of the solutions to cut time spent on purchasing and automatic calculation would increase accuracy while also getting quite significant discount. Next, production and maintenance. You can cancel maintenance in asset summary, check whatever is cheaper to produce or procure. Produce on good is very affordable. However, to produce, we need machine that require considerable amount to invest. To solve this, we can buy machine gradually, periodically maintain the machine, and stop maintaining if felt that maintenance is enough. Overall, maintenance can take considerable sum of expense. Therefore, use of machine must be according to the team needs. Next slide will be explained to Dila.
Thank you, Teddy. I will explain regarding the general strategy of purchasing, retail and warehouse, finance and procurement, as well as cost analysis. For the purchasing, retail and warehouse, the strategy that we take in the purchasing finished good for sales is to increase order to vendors on the first day, and we'll see which vendor are good at shipping or bad at shipping. Thus, the team can remain consistent in choosing good vendor in the time of delivery, even though the actual vendor delays in meeting the team's need cannot be denied. Then be careful when produce or procure and watch the capacity of the store. Every product has the size of 33 square centimeters by default. In addition to overflow expense need to be avoided but prevent retail stock out. And if the capacity is too big, the rental price will be considerable burden. Next. For the finance and procurement, see cash on hand and prevent any overdraft loans. Next. For the cost analysis, check which activity has the highest overhead and whether we can make it more efficient or lowering the cost. Next will be explained by my friend Farid. The time is yours, Farid.
Okay, thank you, Dila. So I'm gonna tell you about B2B and customer service. What is B2B? B2B is business to business. It's a form of transaction between businesses, such as one involving a manufacturer and wholesaler, or a wholesaler and a retailer. Business to business refers to business that is conducted between companies rather than between a company and individual consumer. So we focus to sell our goods to other company and try to sell with our best price. What we have to do is we try to make our company profitable. We try to reducing the COGS, or we call cost of goods sold, and selling as many goods in the warehouse. B2B will come a lot of money to the company, and the money can be used for other needs because the demand that asks for is a lot. So we try our best to compete in the market. Next, cooperation is very important in the game, and there must be good coordination among members. In our team, we'll try to divide tasks properly and correctly so that no mistakes occur, such as complaining, achievement, and we try to our best to avoid it. Each member has their responsibility, and we have to communicate with each other to run the company well. I think that's all. Thank you. Next will be explained by Amalia.
So I believe the code on the screen represents everyone else in the game. So the last thing that I would like to say is that we should appreciate the positive qualities we possess rather than dwell on things that we are lacking of. In addition to that, we should focus on better ways to achieve our purposes without bothering about other people's success. And that's what kept us going until now. And that's all from us. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dah.